Hello, Professor and everyone. My name is Zhang Jiakang, and my student ID is A198857. Today, I'm going to present my individual reflection and key findings from our Assessment 3 project. A talk show titled is Breaking the Silence Mental Health Stigma Among Young People. In this presentation, I will outline my specific contributes and to the production and analyze the qualitative. And we are going to the first one. For assessment 3, I stepped into two described roles to support our negative. First, I practical as Adam and second-year university student during the camp's street individual treatment. Second, I was a active audience member during the live studio deep discussion segment. By many, this dual news and I admitted to the provide articled crossroads student perspective that formed the foundation of our show to analyze tips. And my primary contribution was bridging the gap between raw student experiences and the professional physical advance. In the street interview, I brought forward the realistic issue and academic burnout and peer acid. Later, in the studio, I translate into the audience role to raise circle questions and about peer support. This allowed our guests consider to deliver targeted, actionable advice for students who want to help their struggles peers. Now, let us discuss our first major finding. Through our interviews, we discovered that young people are expanding their indifference in mental health. It is no longer viewed cycle and survival psychoanalyst. Instead, students recognize that daily academic stress, emotional exhibition, and burnout are major components of mental well-being. However, deposit these enemies are dangerous tried remains. Many students still choose to suffer in silence rather than speak up. This brings us to the second finding. Why do students hesitate to seek help? Our data shows that the fear or judgment is a massive barrier. Young people worry about opening up will make them appear weak or attention seek to their peers. And our third finding is highlights what I call the peer sport. Into the studio, I raised a secondary many friends into the help stress classmate, but they are paralyzed by the fear of saying the wrong thing. And in the last one, in conclusion, this project demonstrates that media platforms can powerfully normalize mental conversations and around the mental health. We can safely reduce social isolation on camps. My personal reflection is breaking the silence does not always start with speaking. It actually starts with our willingness to listen. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Shihao Liang and my student ID is A199251. Today I will present my individual report for my assignment 4. It is based on our assignment 3 group project. Breaking the Silence, Mental Health Stigma Among Young People. Our group created a talk show style program to discuss mental health stigma. This topic is important too because many young people face stress, anxiety, and emotional exposure, but they may still be afraid to talk about it. Our project encouraged open and respectful conversation about mental health. For assignment 3, our program used a talk show format. It included an opening montage, studio discussion, stress interview, attendance question, and a closing message. The main topic was mental health, stigma among young people. In the studio discussion, the host talked with a student guide and a counselor. The student shared personal experience, and the counselor gave profession explanation. In street interview part, we collect opinion from students and the public. This made the video more realistic. For my roles in this project, I had two main roles. First, I was attendance two in the attendance question and answer part. Second, I was interview two in the stress interview part. As an attendance member, I asked a question about parents and the older generation. My question was about what students should do when their parents do not really believe in mental health struggles. I close to this question because many students face this problem. As stress interview, I shared the public point of view. I said that society understands mental health better than before. Stigma still exists. For my contributions. For my personal contribution, I prepared and delivered my lines clearly for both parts. In the stress interview, I explained that people are more aware of mental health now than in the past. However, some people still see mental health problem as exhaust or weakness. In evidence Q&A part, my question moved to discussion from personal stress to family communication. Young people are influenced by parents, friends, teachers, and classmates. My role helped the show include the ordinary voice from the real life. And the key findings through the project, I found that three important points. First, mental health awareness has improved. Many young people now understand that mental health can include stress, anxiety, burnout, and emotional tiredness. Second, stigma still exists. Even people know about mental health, they may still feel afraid to ask for help because they will worry about being judged. Third one, I suppose, can be simple. Sometimes the first step is the listening without judgment. If the situation is serious, student can talk about conclusion, letters, friend, or support groups asking for help, not weakness. It is courage. Finally, I want to share my reflection. This assignment taught me that mental health communication must be careful and respectful. A careless comment like just think positive can make someone feel ignored. Patient listening can make someone feel safer. I also learned the importance of teamwork in video production. This host guide the discussion, the guest give stories, the reporter collect opinion, and the editors ask the particular question. Even though my role was not the biggest, it is still helped to make the program more complete. That's all on my part. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Sun Yu. Today I will share my contribution to Assignment 3. Our group presents a talk show called Breaking the Silence, Mental Health, Stigma Among Young People. I worked as a photographer. My job was to record the studio scenes and the street interviews and make sure the video was clear and stable. Before filming, I read the script to understand everything. Then I prepared my phone, set up the tripod and checked the lighting. During filming, I recorded both the studio discussion and the street interviews. As you can see this photo, we were preparing the camera and discussing the best setup before the filming started. I also adjusted the camera angle and helped my teammates stand in the right position to get better shots. We started with the studio recording and then moved around the UCAM campus to film the street interviews. This photo shows our street interview session. After each recording, we checked the video together. If we found any mistakes, we recorded the scenes again. We filmed about 5 or 6 times until we were satisfied with the final video. We faced several challenges during filming. The biggest problem was poor lighting, so I changed the camera angle and adjusted where everyone stood. Another challenge was that we were not familiar with the script during the first few recordings, so there were many retakes. And showing this photo, we also stopped to discuss how to improve the next recording with better communication and practice. Every recording becomes smoother. This project helped me improve many skills. I learned to communicate better with my teammates and became more patient during filming. I also learned how to choose better camera angle and pay attention to small details. Most importantly, I learned that a good video depends on teamwork, not just one person. Looking back, I'm proud of what our team achieved. At first, I thought filming was simply recording videos, but I learned that good filming needs planning, patience, and teamwork. This group photo reminded me that every worked hard to make our project successful. Thanks for your listening.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Zhang Xuezhong. My metric number is A198528. I'm from Gansu Province, China. Today, I want to talk about my role and what I learned from our assignment 3 project. Our assignment 3 was a talk show called Breaking the Silence: Mental Health Stigma Among Young People. The topic was about why many young people feel afraid or shy to talk about mental health problems. In this project, my role was guest 1. I acted as a UKM student who had experienced mental pressure before. My job was to share a student's feelings and point of views. This role was important because the topic is about young people, so the audiences needed to hear from a student. In the studio discussion, I introduced myself as a third-year student from UKM. I shared that I once had a time when I felt a lot of stress. I wanted to make the topic feel more real and easier to understand. I also answered the question from the hostess. I said that young people are talking about mental health more now, especially on social media and in university. However, knowing mental health is important and the real asking for help are not the same thing. I also explained why some students are still afraid to ask for help. Many students care about what others think. Some are afraid people will think they are weak. Others worry that people will not listen to them or respect them. In the final part, I answered a question about parents or older people not understanding mental health. I said that communication is important. Parents may need parents may need time to understand, so students should be patient and explain their feelings more than once. At the end of the talk show, my final message was, it's okay to ask for help. You do not have to wait until things become too hard to handle. From this assignment, I learned that mental health is part of daily life. It's not only about serious illness. It can also include stress, worries, sadness, and feelings very tired. I also learned that negative idea about mental health can stop people from asking for help. Sometimes people stay silent because they are afraid of being judged. Other thing I learned is that helping others does not always mean giving advice. Sometimes the best way to help is just to listen carefully and kindly. I also learned the importance of teamwork. Since our project was a talk show, even members had a different role. We needed to work together and follow the running order to make the show smooth. Overall, my role was to represent the student's voice. Through this project, I understood mental health better, and I also improved my speaking skill, teamwork skill, and confidence. Thank you. Bye, guys. See you next time.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Xu Rui. My metric number is 8188379. Today, I would like to share my personal contributions and learning experience from our talk show project. The name is Breaking the Silence Mental Health Stigma Among Young People. In this project, I work as the host to my role was to connect the guest, the topic, and the audience. I act like a bridge between the guest and the audience, helping the discussion become clear and easier to follow. For slide 2, my main responsibilities included communicating with the guests, helping them to understand our topic and goal, preparing the interview questions, hosting parts of program, and responding naturally during the recording. Through this role, I learned that hosting is not only about speaking, it is also about listening, guiding, and supporting the whole discussion. A talk show needs clear structure, good communication, and nature interaction. For next slide is one of my main contributions was guest communication before recording. Since our topic was mental health stigma among young people, it was important for the guest to understand the purpose of our program clearly. Before recording, I explained the background of the topic, the goal of the talk show, and the direction of the discussion. This helped the guests feel more prepared and comfortable. It also made the recording smaller because everyone understood what kind of discussion we want to create. This experience was useful for my future internship and workplace English. In a workplace, communication is not only about speaking English correctly, it's also about explaining goals clearly and making others feel comfortable before working together. For slide 4, another important contribution was preparing questions for the guests. I needed to create questions that were related to the topic but still nature for a talk show. Instead of asking very academic questions, I prepared questions that could encourage personal sharing and meaningful discussion. Because mental health stigma is a sensitive topic, I had to ask questions in a respectful way. Through this process, I learned that good questions do not only get answers, they also guide the conversation and help the audience understand the topic more clearly. For the last for the slide 5, during the recording, I hosted and interacted with the guest. I asked prepared questions, connected different parts of the program, and asked the follow-up questions when necessary. At the beginning, especially during rehearsal, I felt nervous. I was afraid of saying wrong words or having the pronunciation problems. Because of that, my delivery sounded stiff and unnatural. After several practice, I gradually become more confident. I learned to slow down, control my voice, and speak more clearly. I also become more comfortable making eye contact with guests. One of my biggest improvements was learning how to ask follow-up questions on the spot. For the last slide, this project also helped me to understand mental health stigma more deeply. I found that many young people are more aware of mental health issues today, but stigma still exists. Some people still hesitate to seek help because they're afraid of being judged or misunderstood. Another finding is that communication can reduce stigma. Sometimes people do not need perfect advice. They need someone who is willing to listen without judging them. Overall, this project helped me to improve my hosting skills, question skills, pronunciation, and improvisation skills. More importantly, it helped me understand that workplace English is not only about grammar or vocabulary, it's about using English to communicate clearly, build trust, and work with others professionally. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Good morning, doctor. My name is Li Yilei. Today, I would like to share my personal contribution and learning experiences from our talk show project, Breaking the Silence, Mental Health Stigma Among Young People. Here's my content. Well, in this project, I worked as a host one. My main responsibility included writing parts of the host script, hosting the program, doing recording, interacting with guests, and helping manage the discussion flow throughout the show. And these responsibilities allow me to gain practical experiences in media production and communication. And here's one of my biggest contribution was script writing. Before recording, I reached mental health stigma among young people. This helped me understand the topic and prepare relevant questions for our guests. I also worked on creating smooth transition between different segments of the program. Instead of asking random question, I tried to build a logical conversation that audience could easily follow. And through this process, I learned that writing for television is very different from academic writing, and a host script must sound natural, conversational, and engaging while still delivering important information. Another important responsibility was hosting during the recording session. As host one, I introduced the program, lead several discussions segment, and guide conversations between the guests and audience. At the beginning, I felt nervous because speaking in front of the camera requires confidence and clear communication. However, during the recording, I learned how to control my voice, maintain eye contact, and speak more naturally. I also realized that a good host must listen carefully and react appropriately instead of simply reading from the script. I was also responsible for interacting with our guests. Our program included a university student who had experienced psychological stress and a professional counselor specializing in mental health. During the discussion, I asked questions and follow up on their response to keep the conversation moving naturally. These experiences taught me the importance of active listening and empathy. Mental health is a sensitive topic, so it was important to create a safe and respectful environment for the guests. I learned that successful interviewing is not only about asking questions, but also about making people feel comfortable enough to share their experiences. Besides improving my media skills, I also gained important knowledge from the project. One key finding was that mental health stigma is still exists among young people. Although awareness has increased, many individuals still hesitate to seek help because they fear being judged or misunderstood. Another finding was that communication plays a significant role in reducing stigma. Simply listening and offering support can make a positive differences. The interviews and discussions showed that emotional support from friends, family, counselors, and universities is extremely important for mental well-being. Overall, this project was a valuable learning experiences. It helped me improve my communication, hosting, and interviewing skills. I become more confident speaking in front of a camera and working with guests during discussion. And this project also strengthened my teamwork abilities because producing a successful talk show requires close cooperation among all group members. And most importantly, I developed a deeper understanding of mental health issue and the role media can play in promoting awareness and reducing stigma. In conclusion, my contributions include script writing, program hosting, guest interaction, and recording participation. And through these experiences, I gained both professional skills and personal growth. And that's all. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, I'm Yu Xing. I'm guest number 2. I'm a mental health counselor. Today I want to talk about mental health stigma. Stigma means feeling ashamed or afraid of being judged by others. Many young people feel sad, but they don't speak up. They suffer alone. In the show, I did 3 things. First, I give professional advice in simple words that everyone could understand. Second, I told the audience that mental health is not just about illness. Everyone has it. Just like physical health is about our feelings, our stress, and how we get along with others. Third, I answered the questions from the audience. For example, how do I help a friend who hurt themselves? Or why do I feel sad for no reason? I gave them protect and honest answer. This experience taught me that 2 things. The good news is that more people are willing to talk about mental health now, but stigma is still there. It's just handled to see. Many young people are not afraid of being called sick. they are afraid of being called weak or not strong enough. So they pretend to be fine. They fake a smile, but inside they are hurting. I also learned that listening is very powerful. You don't need to give perfect advice, just being there or saying I'm listening can really help someone. Here is my final message. Ask for help is not short form, it's brief. You don't have to carry everything alone. There are hotlines, doctors, and friends who want to help. But you need to speak up first. So if you are struggling right now, talk to someone today. Thank you for everyone listening.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Guo Muyao, and today I will present my personal contribution to our television talk show, Breaking the Silence, Mental Health Stigma Among Young People. In this project, I worked as a director, editor, and one of the studio cameramen, which allowed me to participate in the production from pre-production to post-production. First, as the director, I reviewed the script and conducted a script breakdown to understand the objectives and production requirements of each segment. Since our program included an opening montage, studio discussion, vox pop, commercial breaks, audience interaction, and a closing segment, I ensured that every part followed the program rundown and supported a clear narrative. I was also responsible for coordinating the production schedule and supervising the filming process. During recording, I checked the continuity, framing, and overall production quality. Whenever a scene did not match the script or visual requirements, I asked for another take. This experience taught me that directing requires not only leadership, but also communication, organization, and problem-solving skills. My second role was a studio cameraman. During the studio recording, I operated one camera responsible for the close-up coverage of one house and one guest. My focus was to capture their facial expressions and nature reactions during the discussion. I paid attention to framing, shot composition, and camera stability so that the close-up shots could strengthen the emotional impact of the conversation and maintain visual continuity through the program. The third and most challenging role was being the editor. I independently complete most of the post-production, including the opening montage, both commercial advertisements, the ending credits, and the final assembly of the program. For the opening montage, I selected B-roll footage of university students studying late at night, revising in the library, exercising on campus, and experiencing stress and anxiety, combined with background music and on-screen captions. The montage established the program's emotional tone and introduced the issue of mental health stigma before the discussion began. I also edited the remaining program by arranging the footage according to the program rundown, synchronizing the audio, adding subtitles, jingles, transitions, sound effects, and the closing credits. Throughout the editing process, my main focus was to maintain a clear pacing and ensure smooth transitions between each segment so that the program felt coherent and engaging. One of the biggest lessons I learned is that the editing is a form of visual storytelling. It is not simply just put clips together. Every editing decision, such as shot selection, pacing, and transitions, influence how audiences understand the story and connect with the program emotionally. I also realized how important teamwork is in television production. Although I was responsible for directing and editing, the quality of the final program depended on the collaboration of every crew member. Good communication throughout the production process was essential to achieving a successful outcome. So if I had the opportunity to improve this project, I would spend more time on pre-production planning, especially in designing camera coverage before filming to reduce unnecessary retakes. I would also improve the audio quality by making the sound levels more consistent during post-production. Finally, I would arrange review sessions with my teammates before exporting the final cut, allowing us to identify any technical or editorial issues earlier. Overall, this project strengthened my understanding of television production and improved my skills in directing, camera operation, post-production editing, and production coordination. More importantly, it taught me that producing a successful television program depends not only on technical skills but also on careful planning, creativity, and effective teamwork. Thank you for listening.
Okay, so hi everyone and doctor. My name is Ha Jianing. My management number is A198397. And for now, I'm year 3 semester 2 from FSSK, the National University of Malaysia. Today, I would like to share my personal report and reflection on this course. And for this course, the main assignment is a TV talk show. My group members and I completed the project called Breaking the Silence Mental Health Stigma. Throughout this project, I took on several responsibilities. Besides writing the running order, I was also responsible for the coordination, the overall process of this production. My role was not limited to pre-production planning because I was involved throughout the entire process for preparation to the actual filming day. One of the main responsibility was creating the running order for the program, since the talk show needed to follow a professional television format. I had to carefully plan the structure of the program, including the introduction, guest discussion, street interview segment, commercial breaks, audience interaction, and the closing segment. While writing the running order, I also had to think about the timing and the transitions to ensure the program could fit with the required duration and maintain a smooth flow. Another important responsibility was arranging the filming schedules, as everyone had a different class, timetable, and commitment. Finding a suitable filming day was quite challenging. I spent a lot of time communicating with group members through messages and discussion to determine a time when everyone could participate. Although I was sometimes difficult to coordinate multiple schedules, I learned the importance of communication and flexible in-group project. In addition, I was responsible for assessing and coordinating tasks among team members throughout the project. I regularly checked everyone's progress, ensured that the responsibility was clearly understood, and helped to solve any issue that arose during the preparation stage. On filming day, I was actively involved in both camera operation and flow call duties. Besides assisting with filming, I also helped pass microphones, adjust the teleprompter, arranging setting position, and ensure the studio remain organized. And one of the biggest challenges was making sure everything runs smoothly within our limited studio time. However, through carefully preparation, actively communication, and teamwork, we successfully completed the filming. The experience taught me that successful production depends not only on individual effects but also on stronger coordination and cooperation among team members. Overall, this project was very valuable learning experience for me. It allowed me to develop not only technical skills, learned television production, but also leadership, communication, and organization skills from this course. I learned how much preparation is required behind the scenes before a program can be successfully produced. More importantly, I learned how to work effectively with others under time constraint and how to adapt when unaccepted situation occurs. So, in conclusion, I'm proud of what our team achieved throughout from this course. Although there were challenges along the way, we managed to overcome them through teamwork, communication, and multi-sport. From this experience has given me a deeper understanding of television production and teamwork, and will be very useful for my future media related works. Okay, that's all. Thank you for listening.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Guo Mengzhong, and today I will present my interview reflection on my role in our TV talk show project about well-being awareness. So in this project, I worked as a street reporter. My job was to interview students and members of the Republic about well-being. This experience helped me improve my interview skills and understand how people think about mental health. And now I would like to explain my work in this project. So I had three main responsibilities. First, I prepared the interview questions and conducted the street interviews. Before the interviews, I read about well-being and made a simple question for the participants. Second, I talked with the participants and guided the conversation. I introduced myself, explained the purpose of the interview, and helped people feel comfortable before asking questions. And third, after the interviews, I summarized the main ideas and shared the results with my team. This helped conduct the street interview with the student discussion. This role required a good presentation, communication, and confidence. For next interview process, the interview process also had three steps. At first, I prepare the questions and invited the student and the public to join the interview. And second, I asked the questions, listened carefully, and encouraged people to share their opinions. And finally, I revealed all the questions, found the main points, and share him with the studio team. And this part helped our program show real opinions from different people. And next is key findings. We learned some interesting things from the interviews. And many students said that people today know more about well-being. However, many students are still afraid of being judged, so they do not ask for help when they need it. So the public also understand the importance of well-being. However, many people think there is still stigma about mental health. Most participants agree that listening to others is very important. sometimes people only need someone to listen and support them. And this part challenges and skills learning. I faced some challenges during the project. Some people were nervous in front of the camera, so I needed to be patient and have them feel relaxed. So, although interviews were also difficult because of traffic and background noise. So another challenge was managing the time because we needed enough interviews in the short period. From the project, I learned many useful skills. I improved my communication skills, become more confident speaking on camera, and learn how to ask better questions and guide the conversation naturally. So these skills also help me in future media project. And last, in I want to say this project was a valuable learning experience. It helped me improve my communication, interview, and presentation skill. It also helped me understand how people think about well-being. I think that's all. Thank you.